I am pleased to report this week on Rochelle's Daily Wire video edition that bankruptcy judge Cecilia Morris from Poughkeepsie, New York, has handed down what is the first opinion that launches a broadside attack on how the infamous Brunner decision is being interpreted in a large part of the country. Brunner is that case, decided in 1987, that sets out the standard telling courts when they may discharge student loans. Well, the way I am reading most of the cases decided these days, student loans are not being discharged unless the debtor is both permanently disabled and incapable of earning income. Judge Morris, in her insightful opinion, describes why she believes that courts are misinterpreting Brunner by having made it essentially impossible to discharge student loans. Indeed, I think one could go even further by reflecting on the fact that Brunner was written in 1987, a full 18 years before Congress adopted the current statute. As it now reads, the statute says that student loans will not be discharged unless repayment would impose an undue burden. Well, if you put that statutory language in the affirmative, what it means is that a debtor is compelled to endure due hardship before student loans are wiped off the debtor's plate. So the question, I think, is what is due hardship? And to my way of thinking, courts really should dispense with Brunner altogether, focus on the statute, and decide what is due hardship. For instance, if someone is below the poverty line in the debtor's neighborhood, is that due hardship by itself? And furthermore, does the standard really focus only on the debtor's current circumstances, or does the standard allow courts to decide what the debtor might be able to learn years into the future if the debtor gets lucky in finding a better paying job? Well, I do hope that this is not the last word written with regard to Brunner. Indeed, if there is an appeal, it will go to the Second Circuit, which is an appropriate circuit to tackle the issue because it was the Second Circuit that wrote Brunner in the first place. I must say, however, that I am, shall we say, not optimistic that the courts are going to do very much. It may rest on Congress to give debtors relief from student loans. Well, that's what I have this week on Rochelle's Daily Wire video edition. I'll be back sometime next week. Well, actually not sometime, the same time next week with something else interesting that has happened in the world of bankruptcy law. Until then, good day.